You know, we didn't realize at the time how groundbreaking and forward-looking those contracts would be, and the statement they made for creator rights at a time when it wasn't fashionable to do so, still not fashionable to do so. It's a big issue in our business now, the rights of individual creators, I think.
Bigger.
Yeah, congratulations, Malibu. And if every company treated their creators as well as Malibu did, maybe we'd be better off as a business. For my part, I was just 20-something, and I was just thrilled to be writing comics. It never occurred to me that I was getting a great deal from Malibu. They broke me into the business as a writer, broke a lot of talent into the business. There's some books here for the early days of the early launch of Malibu. Let's talk about those early days and how you assembled those first books, how you found your talent specifically. You know, did you, obviously you guys had some roots in the comic business, you were able to get on the phone and call people. How did you arrange this first slate of books and talent, and were there any books or any one that got away? You know, was there something you thought you were going to launch with that you didn't make?
The original goal was that we thought if the company was going to stay small, it wouldn't be just myself and Dave and Scott and Chris were off doing something else, was that the creators would package their own books, and stuff would come to us sort of fully formed. Libby Ellis and Dark Wolf came to us just done. They'd already been written, drawn, and lettered, and ready to go. And then we found out, well, that sounds like a great business plan. We just find creators who can package their own books. And then as you get into the process, you realize that there are not that many people out there that can or want to do their own book from start to finish.
Right.
And so then we started trafficking in the books and becoming actual editors and finding writers for projects, and then finding artists to match those projects and finding letters to go with them. And we ended up becoming what would be the actual word? Oh, like a real comic company instead of a company that just publishes.
There's an imperative to publish in numbers too as well because of printing discounts, right? Isn't there a certain minimum threshold of books you need to publish to be viable? Or was there?
We discovered that there's the more books you have on the schedule and the more quantity you print, the cheaper it actually becomes to print. So it becomes better for your bottom line to have 20 books on the schedule than it does to have 10.
Right. So how do we do it? Volume.
See, that's when he said once Scott learned the two things at once, 9 was fine.
And in terms of the initial launch, Trouble with Girls and Jerry Jones and Tom had been friends before the thing started. Snow, of course, was written by Mike Valerio, who was a friend of Tom from way before that. Bones was written by his team, Mr. Paul.
That was my first comic.
Chris since high school. Libby Ellis actually came to us through a amount of outreach Tom and I did, just telling the network we were looking for stuff we could publish. And I don't remember exactly how Norm brought us that.
I don't either, but we got the artist from Trouble with Girls, Tim Hamilton.
From the Art Institute in Pittsburgh?
We called the Art Institute in Pittsburgh and we said, you know, who's in your graduating class? Can you send us their stuff?
Is that what you had all?
Yeah, that came from that class too.
So 2 of them were college kids, and the writers were friends, except for Libby Ellis. And Dark Wolf was prepackaged, but R.A. Jones had been a friend of Tom and I for a couple of years at that point.
So money wasn't really an issue to people, thank God.
No, we went out and we found people we liked and we trusted.
Was there anything that you thought you were going to launch with that you didn't? Was there one that got away? High-profile creator or book that didn't make it?
Boy.
I don't remember anything that we wanted that got away.
What about Youngblood? Because that came in.
That was a
That didn't get away.
later, but we would have published it if it had never showed up, but Rob never drew a page, so.
But we could publish it.
Well, eventually, but we didn't publish it in '87 when we first saw it.
Didn't it? Well, yeah, but it was a little too close to the story it was originally going to be in '87.
No, I'm just saying, we had a pitch from Rob Liefeld in 1987 for Youngblood, and it didn't get published until '92, so
Yeah, but it
that's a good amount of time.
It wasn't really Rob's fault though, because by the time he showed it to us, he'd gotten a deal with DC, which was Hawk and Dove.
Right.
That's right.
That's right, Hawk and Dove.
We were some of the first cover art.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, we stayed, I mean, the reason we got the image deal is because from that point on, we still stayed friends with Rob. Well, he stayed friends with Rob and kept in touch, talking at conventions. And so when the image guys were ready to do something, Rob already knew Dave.
Yeah, he was the first one to jump in. Tom's also not saying something else. He was running, because he was running the marketing department for, also in the business at the time. Now there's more at that point, but we were known as fantastic at marketing. We took a different approach than other people. We spent 10 cents on the dollar and got 10 times what other people were getting in terms of press. And a lot of it was on Tom's shoulders because I knew it would only take 12 minutes a month for him to do that. Andy had to live with some of my harebrained ideas that did turn out.
Some of them did, some of them did.
But we don't remember those.
That's true.
So when the image guys and us were talking, and remember it was also a credit issue. Some places that they were at didn't really believe in putting names on the covers of someone's art. Doesn't mean they created it, but through Batman, it's a 6-issue arc, and just like James Bond's always changed. You're going to have Sean Connery, and then you're going to have Daniel Craig. And in comics, that just wasn't heard of really at the time, and to us, it just kind of seemed silly. That wasn't even a marketing thing. I don't think we even knew that when we started putting names on covers.
Something that Chris has told me a number of times through the years, that one of the things he most admired about Malibu is that you just tried stuff. Just try it. See if someone will like this book, we don't know, let's try it. Will this work as a marketing opportunity? We don't know, let's try it. Can this guy write? Can this guy draw? I don't know, let's give him a shot. And it seemed like that paid off more often than not.
Yeah, it was one of the greatest things about Malibu for me was breaking in new people that had never done comics before, never been published before, and actually wound up finding that talent and later becoming real, stalwarts in the industry.
Well, labors of love in that first launch. Okay, next slide. So the Eternity era, we call it, number 8 on our top 10 list.